Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's giving a very cute look. This is an outfit my granny actually got me. If you see me wearing this outside of my Instagram, leave me alone because I'm definitely putting this outfit back on. I had dropped my little notebook here, but excuse the messy lip, okay? I'm wearing the lip bar. And as you can see, I had to rub some of it off of my mouth. I'm getting used to like actually applying it. This is only my second, no, not my second. This is my first time doing so this morning. And yeah, I'm not mad at the color though. I think the color is really cute. It's just a matter of learning how to apply it. And my eyelashes are gone. And now I have something in my eye. And the cars are starting up. Okay, anyway, we're getting into it. Okay? We are going to talk about how Too Hot to Handle was good until it wasn't anymore. And let me just jump into it. Too Hot to Handle was good until they sent Peter home. Let's just be honest. It was good, and then they sent Peter home, and then it was trash. And I was like, okay. I was kind of just like waiting for it to be over at that point because I was like, the best looking, well, let me not derate them by looks because that's not it. It wasn't even the fact that I think Peter is the best looking man out of the group, because it wasn't that. It was more, I really wanted to see Peter's relationship with Melinda grow on the show, and when they sent him home, we couldn't get that. And the reason they sent him home was very strange, if not just weird. Like Lana said, it was because Peter was an obstruction to other people's relationships, when at that time Carly and Chase were dang near over. He's not even looking at her, to be honest, barely. And Marvin's ignoring Melinda, which he's been doing since episode 1. So I don't know what that meant by an obstruction to other people's relationships. I think they just wanted him gone so Melinda would be forced to look at Marvin. Honestly, did I feel some type of way when they sent Kayla home? No, I kind of wish they had gave Kayla more options though. I feel like Too Hot to Handle and other reality love shows, they put like one POC from each gender like in the show, and then they be like, okay, spice, that's diversity. And it's like, no, I would have loved to see some Asian male contestants, some brown male contestants. I wish they would have spiced it up in that way and give us a little bit more variety with the women, because outside of Melinda, Kayla, and then later on Elle, it really wasn't much. Is her name Elle or Emily? No, it's Elle. Outside of those 3 women, there wasn't really much diversity amongst the women in terms of looks, so it kind of got plain in that way too. Especially when, as I watched the show from beginning to end, it became very clear that the dudes were feeling Melinda, so clearly they wanted to see different varieties of women, and men were also feeling Kayla, and we just didn't get enough of seeing it because she was shutting them down so early, which I can't blame her for shutting them down, because the men turned out to be less than exciting, and I can tell that they were just here for a reality TV show, which is totally fine. No one's knocking them off from that. I just feel like if you're going to be here for the reality TV show, at least give us a little bit more spice, at least give us a little bit more juice, and not be so dry. Next. Oh, and Larissa honestly would have been going home instead of Peter if it wasn't for that last minute fake connection with Nathan. I think Larissa really liked Nathan. I think she was finally gonna let her guard down, which I think a lot of people have been in her shoes before, where you're guarded because you know how things can turn out. You finally get ready to let your guard down, and then you get bit and disappointed. So I did see the potential for them to connect, but again, I don't understand the purpose of people from different countries dating. This is not 90 Day Fiance, so it was just like, you're gonna be in a super long distance relationship with this person. Like, you're probably not gonna see them for months on end, especially since this was like in the midst of quarantine. So I don't understand that. I don't understand the point of dating someone that's at least 17 hours via flight. It makes no sense to me, to be honest. So maybe they weren't thinking of these relationships being long term, but I know some of the girls were really expecting to end up with real boyfriends after this. That's why I was like, which is why the Melinda and Marvin situation just confused me. Which brings me up to why Marvin was just undateable the entire season. Like, listen, Marvin didn't like Melinda from jump. She's cute, but he wanted to explore all his different options, wanted to try all the flavors of the rainbow, which again, we're not mad about that. And I would be irritated if Marvin led Melinda on early, but he didn't. I don't feel like he led Melinda on. I think he was very clear in his actions the entire time and in his words that like Melinda was an option, but she wasn't high on his list of options. She watched him flirt with other women in her face. She would talk to him and he would respond extremely dry. He didn't sit with her most of the time. He's just standing outside in the balcony watching the ocean waves. Like, it was very clear, and she knew this as well, that Marvin wasn't really feeling her. I think Marvin was also just undateable because he wasn't even speaking French. I was like, don't come over here talking about you French and you not speaking no French. Him and this oh la la, like, sir, let's pick it up. Can we hear something else? He talking about oh la la and je t'aime. Sir, we want to hear something else other than oh la la and je t'aime. Can we get some salut? Some, I don't know, like, I wanted to hear can we talk about what you want on your croissant? Like, something, because gosh, that was dry. Like, he didn't even tell us about his background. I was like, how long have you been wanting to have you ever wanted to move to America? Where did your family come from, if they didn't originally originate from France? Or how long has your family been in France? Like, I wanted to know all that information, and we got nothing. We didn't even get that about Melinda's past. I was like, Melinda, are you American descendant of slavery? Are you African Caribbean? Like, we was not giving. I was like, what is it? But I guess we didn't have time for that much character development in the show. Even though they should have forced some of that character development out of them, because honestly, telling you, after whatever episode Peter went home, what was that, episode 6? I was like, just dry. Okay. And then, oh yeah, and he was too flirtatious. Marvin was too flirtatious way at the end of the game. Like, he flirtatious episode 9, trying to get into Tabitha's face, and it just wasn't working. And it wasn't until after Tabitha and Elle made it clear that they didn't want him, that he was kind of like, oh, they're not giving me what Melinda gives. No, you're already at the beach with these girls, flirting with them, and you can tell Tabitha would have preferred Chase over you, and that's why you're over it. Please stop playing. Let's talk about Chase. I don't have nothing to say about Chase. He just gave me weird vibes. I didn't understand Carly's like strong, deep attraction to him, to be honest, but that's just me and my personal taste. I was very confused. And I thought it was great that he's a professional football player, but that did nothing for me. He lacked character, in my opinion. Like, it wasn't giving anything. That's all I can say about Chase. Maybe a cool guy, but I wasn't enamored by him or anything. Carly, let me see what I said. I said for Carly, oh my goodness, these people be having whole trucks, like, I was wondering where that sound was coming from. These people be having these big motors. Okay. So for Carly, I said she had like a very surprising storyline, because I would have expected Carly to attract more attention, just because Carly is definitely society's standard of beauty. You know, she had the blonde hair, very natural face. She was cute. You know, she was cute. I feel like things would have been different for Carly if Emily was not there, and maybe if Carly had a chance to flirt between Cam and Nathan. I think her chances of really being the star of the show would have looked up. I think she's definitely a fan favorite though, because she has a lot of followers on Instagram. So like with over like almost 900K, I think, or 700K, something like that. So I definitely think she's a fan favorite. I just think I was very surprised by the lack of attention Carly was getting from the middle to the end of the show. Yeah, I wish she would have pursued Nathan instead of Chase, definitely, because I feel like she wasted a lot of time on Chase. And I feel like her and Nathan kind of give me the same, like, very plain Jane vibes, honestly, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, that's what it gave me. I also wish Melinda would have flirted more with Nathan. I was kind of surprised by that, unless there's like behind the scenes stuff that they haven't showed us. But I thought her and Nathan would have been a cute little flirtatious duo. I think Melinda being in the show really put, like, Melinda was really like beautiful the entire time, so I think it really made it hard for the other girls to get as much attention as Melinda was getting, because all the men wanted to talk to Melinda. They all in their little confessions. The only person that didn't say anything about Melinda, I think, were like, I don't think Chase said much about Melinda, and neither did Cam. But by that time, Cam and Emily were already unlocked. Which brings me to Emily. I like Emily's storyline. I thought she was a great character. I don't have no complaints about Emily. Emily seems cool. I wonder why Emily and the other cast members aren't as close. So like Emily doesn't seem to be as close with the girls, which is interesting. Like when Melinda talks about like her best friend, she always mentions Carly but not Emily, and I never saw Emily and the girls on the show really talking too much. So that is a little bit interesting for me, and I definitely would want to know the behind the scenes story for that. But I didn't have no problem with Emily. She seems cool. I think her and Cam are perfect. I think she understands him. I think them both being from the UK like really helped them to develop a strong relationship as well. Cam didn't deserve the 55K because he blew 40 by himself dang near. So, and I just got very immature vibes from him. Handsome, but I got really immature vibes. Him and Marvin are kind of in the same boat for me. Except I will say Cam treated Emily better than Marvin treated Melinda. At least Cam talked to Emily, which was good. Christina, oh yeah, Christina was, I feel like all the extras, I feel like all the add-ons, Christina, Robert, Tabitha, and Elle, it was just too late in the game for them to come and show up. Like everyone had already developed their connections, or when they came in, there were no connections there. Like Elle didn't really do much for Nathan and Larissa, except gave Nathan the excuse that he didn't want to talk to Larissa when he didn't need Elle for that. Like he knew that he wasn't going to do anything or like go far with her. So, and afterwards he didn't even give Elle the time of day. So it was just like, yeah, I feel like in terms of their job to stir the pot and like get things fiery, they weren't able to do that. I don't think Christina and Robert should have been flirting with each other. Like that was not good. I feel like Robert should have pursued one of the original members of the house better, and Christina should have did the same. Like Christina should have been in someone else's face, not Robert's face, because it was like that's not your guys' job really. I actually like looking at the cars that go by because some of them be very interestingly decorated and stuff like that. But yeah, and in terms of Tabitha, I wish Tabitha should have been here day 4, maybe like week 2, because Tabitha would have definitely shaken the tables for Cam and Emily, and I don't think they would have been able to last if Tabitha came early. But that is all for my review on Too Hot to Handle. Like I said, once Peter left, I was over it. But I am happy to see Peter and Melinda together. I hope you guys follow both of them on Instagram, specifically Melinda. And I hope you guys are liking their posts like I am. And I'm reposting it on my story because I am fangirling. Definitely follow me on Instagram. And I would say Twitter, but I really don't post on Twitter. So definitely subscribe, like this video, comment who your favorite person on the show was, and comment who you wanted to be a couple. Peter and Melinda fans, what should their names be? Is it like Pelinda? Meter. I don't know. We got to come up with a name for them. Because I will say, at least when Melinda and Marvin together, their couple name could have been Melvin. But we're scratching all of that now. We need a name for Peter and Melinda because they're super cute. And I just hope they last a very, very long time. Thank you guys all for tuning in. And I will talk to you later. Bye.